Here in example 3, what we're going to do is we're going to find the determinant of a matrix with dimensions 3 by 3. So in order to do this, what we need to do is we need to find the cofactors. Whoops, wish I could learn how to spell. The cofactors of row 2. When we find our cofactors of row 2, then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply. We will multiply our cofactors by each element that is in this matrix in row 2. So we're going to multiply by a sub 2 sub 1, a sub 2 2, and a sub row 2 column 3. The reason we're going to do that is because we're going to have a 0. So basically, the reason that we multiply these, so here we're going to, this is a formula we're going to use. We're going to take our element of row 2 in column 1, we're going to multiply it by our cofactor of row 2 column 1. We're going to do the same thing with row 2 column 2, and then we're going to do the same thing with row 3 column 3. Now the reason we're going to do that is because if you look at this 0 right here, that is a sub 2 3. So if you plug a 2 3 in here, a 0 in for a sub 2 3, that is going to hit the high road, because if you take 0 times anything, that's just not going to work out so hot. So that's going to make our life a little bit easier. So all we really need to do is just find our cofactors of row 2 column 1 and row 2 column 2. So first, before you can find your cofactors, you need to find your minors. So we're going to find m sub 2 1. And so that means we need to take if we have row 2 column 1, we're going to take out, here's our column, here's our row. So the matrix we're going to use is going to be 4 4 negative 2 1, and that is going to end up giving us a 4 minus a negative 8, or 12. And then if you have the minor for 2 3, where we're still going to mark out that same row, or sorry, not 2, yeah, not 2 3, we need 2 2. 2 2. Well, we're going to mark out that same row, this column, which means we're going to need to find the determinant of 3 negative 1 and negative 2 1. That will give us 3 minus 2 is a 1. So now what we need to do is we need to find our cofactors for each of these. So our cofactors for 2 sub 1, or sorry, sub 2 1 and sub 2 2. Well, if these two numbers add up and give you an odd number, then that means you're going to have to change the sign of your minor. If these two numbers add up and give you an even number, then you just leave it alone. So this is going to stay as a 1, and then this is just a nice little shortcut. If these add up and that gives you a 3, well, that's odd, so it's going to give you a negative 12. So what we're going to do finally is pull all this together, and for a sub, let's rewrite this, plus this, we're going to plug in our values here. So for a sub 2 1, well, that's just your second row, first column, that's 3, times your cofactor, which is negative 12, plus your element row 2 column 2, which is a 5, times your cofactor of 1 gives us negative 36 plus 5 is negative 31. That, my friends, is your determinant for that problem.